Yo, what's up YouTube? Welcome to another video. In this video, I'm gonna pretty much just be talking about my thoughts on PlayStation 5 versus Xbox Series X. If you guys are new to the channel, I'm KD. Hopefully you guys are having a good one. And yeah, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you guys are looking forward to everything that's gonna be coming out soon. November is almost here and this stuff is gonna be here quickly. Man, the reason that I didn't put Xbox Series S in there is because I feel like it's something that a lot of people will still be getting, especially if they don't have like 4K televisions or anything like that. Like I don't have a 4K television, but I'm planning on getting one. So that's why I would love to have the Xbox Series X. I feel like it's more of a future proof than the Xbox Series S, just because so much gaming is moving towards 4K. Actually, shoot, gaming is already at 4K. If you have a PS4 Pro, which upscales to 4K, or you have an Xbox One X that plays native 4K, now we're gonna have faster frame rates, and we're gonna be able to play a little bit differently than we were able to before, because we're going to be having hard drives in these new consoles that will make the experience so much faster. Dude, basically, I mean, there still is load times, but it's going to seem so damn small. The wait time is going to be so much smaller than how it is on these consoles now. I don't have an Xbox One X, so I can't really tell you about the full performance on it, but I've seen people doing tests recently where it's Xbox One X versus Series X as far as like speeds and everything like that. And yeah, the Series X makes the Xbox One X, which is currently at this time the best console ever as far as performance. And yeah, the Series X makes the One X look like the original Xbox One. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like it makes it look so bad. Well, not so bad. Some people are more patient, you know what I mean? That's kind of like me dealing with phones or whatever, and they bring out the new iPhone every year, and they're always like, oh man, this one's faster, it has our new bionic chip and everything. And you're like, oh man, that chip can do so much, you can multitask or just move so fast through apps or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, dude, sometimes you don't even notice these things unless they're side by side. You're not gonna miss something that you don't know how to compare to. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing with consoles, and just I think just tech in general. They're always gonna come out with new versions of whatever, new models or whatever. So they want to make money. They want you to go and buy the latest and the greatest. Of course, this is going to be different because we're talking about like video games, and this is a new generation. It's not upgrading from the Xbox One to like the Xbox One X, where it's like, yeah, some performance stuff, but you still get to play the same games and everything like this. We're going to start having brand new games. True, there are going to be some games that are going to be, on Xbox One and Xbox Series X. There's going to be differences, but still, I think as far as performance, that's just going to be the main thing for people. And also whatever new games come to these consoles that are going to be exclusive for these consoles, and they're, because as time goes on, they're going to start to push back or get away from like PS4 and Xbox One and start to focus more on the consoles that are coming out, which are going to be the current consoles at that time. I don't know, dude. Like it's here's the thing for me. I'm never one of those gamers that compares consoles so much. Like I'm not a PlayStation fanboy or an Xbox fanboy or anything like that. I normally get both of them because that's just pretty much how it's always been. I don't get them both at the same time, but eventually I do have both of them. So it's like, it's always, for me, it's like, which one do I get first? And to be honest, this time, there's so many things that I feel is different. I understand, I think like in the past, with Xbox One or 360, going against like, PS3 and PS4, they had a lot of, I guess, exclusive games that came out at launch time. And some of these games, you know, were games that were either on previous consoles and then they made the new ones for this. Like, if we're talking about like Xbox, we're talking about all the Halo games and, you know, how they've been after generation and generation, and or like Gears of War from 360 coming to, you know, the Xbox One. Those are some dope ass exclusive that I love so much on the previous consoles, you know what I mean? Previous generation consoles being like Xbox 360 and also like, you know, for Halo all the way back on the first Xbox. And those are games that I love. Those are games that I always want to play. I always want to see what's happening next with whatever storyline that's coming up in the next game. You know what I mean? So for Xbox, it sucks that we don't have Halo 1. I mean, it sucks that we don't have Halo coming out for the Xbox Series X and S yet. It got pushed back, but I believe they did it for the right reasons. Because for one, if you guys didn't see the video of Halo Infinite, the graphics didn't look good. It didn't look like a polished game. It looked like it would have been a fun game, of course, but at the same time, it didn't really look that great. So I don't have a problem with them fixing these issues and then putting out a better polished game, even if it is a little bit later. You know what I mean? Like, we're pretty much at the end of 2020 right now, and I can wait a little bit because there's so many games just coming out in November alone for PS4 and Xbox One that I want to play. But still, coming out on the new stuff, like, dude, I always want to play those Halo and Gears of War games. Those are like the biggest exclusives that Xbox has. I mean, and then also now Xbox is going to have a bunch of Bethesda stuff. So that's something that I feel like a lot of people are going to be feeling. Because, dude, there's so many fans of Bethesda games. I know a lot of people talk shit about Bethesda games, but at the same time, dude, you still go out and buy the Fallout. You still go get the Elder Scrolls. You know what I mean? If Doom comes out with another one, like, it's like, bro, like, I haven't beat Doom 2, but I'm sure they're going to try to continue to come out with another Doom game since the last two have been doing so damn well. It's just so much stuff that the Xbox can come out with. I keep calling the Xbox One, but yeah, there's so much stuff that the Xbox can come out with. You know what I mean? Microsoft can just pull out so much stuff. And then there's a lot of people that like the indie games that do come to Xbox. I'm not really a person that plays a lot of indie games, so I can't really tell you too many good ones. But Xbox does have it's I am totally fucking up right now. Xbox does have its exclusive stuff. I was trying to say it fast, but anyway, they have their exclusive stuff, and also it's good too because you have the Game Pass. Dude, I have the Game Pass right now, and there's so many games that I've been playing on the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. My dog is barking. I thought I was tripping, but anyway, there's so many games that are coming out. I mean, that are on the Game Pass that are just dope games. You know what I mean? You have, it's not like PlayStation Now, dude, or PS Now, dude. PS Now, I feel like they don't really have anything that's dope. And the stuff that they do have some dope stuff on there, but a lot of the stuff is so old. The fact that you have Xbox Game Pass and like, dude, they automatically put Forza on there. They put fucking, well, not automatically, but like sometime they'll put like the new Forza game straight onto Game Pass. Like, it just came out. They'll put it straight on Game Pass. Or you also have like how they have all the Halos on the Game Pass. What else do you have? You have all the Gears of Wars. You have all of those games. And when Gears of War drops, it goes straight to the Game Pass. Like, that's dope as hell. As to where PlayStation Now or PS Now, it's games that you probably played already. You already bought or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I think one of the newest games they did have on there was like, I believe Horizon Zero Dawn or something like that. And it's like, dude, Horizon Zero Dawn has been out for so long. The price has been low for so long. Like, you probably purchased it and bought. I mean, if you didn't buy it right away, you probably got it by now. and played it. You know what I mean? Like, and then plus on top of that, Xbox Game Pass. I don't know how this PS collection is going to be, PS Plus collection is going to be, but Xbox Game Pass is so dope because for one, you actually install the game. It's not like you're just streaming like PS Now, and that was one thing that I had an issue with PS Now, because I did do the trial period when it first came out, and I was like, nah, I'm not really feeling. And I have good internet, but it's still better, I feel, to actually download the program and then just have it on your console. So that's why I feel like Xbox definitely wins. And then I believe they're going to be adding EA stuff to the Game Pass. And it looked like I just spit, but maybe I didn't, but it looked like I did. But anyway, dude, like the Game Pass is just killing. I think PlayStation PS collection, the PS Plus collection, is going to be dope. I just looked at a list of games, and out of the list of games, I think it was probably like 14 games. And these are games that I've also played too. So I feel like, I think the only game I didn't play that was on that list that I added to my list, that was my air freshener, that I added to my list that I haven't played is Persona 5, but I've heard great stuff about it. So, you know what I mean? Like I just added that to the list. Like, you know, I think out of the list, the games that I chose, and I can't even remember all of them, but it was Final Fantasy 15. It was Until Dawn, God of War, Second Son. What is it called? Infamous Second Son. Persona 5. And like, I know they have Mortal Kombat 10 on there, but that wasn't one of the ones that was on my list. But it was a few games that I chose that are games that I feel like a lot of people are going to put their time into. If they haven't played these games already, these are really going to be games that they can, you know, spend some hours on and have a lot of fun with. They have Fallout 4 on there. You can still have a lot of fun in Fallout 4. Also, they had Detroit. I think Detroit is probably a good game that a lot of people get into. It's kind of like how Horizon Zero Dawn, I mean, not Horizon Zero Dawn, but how Until Dawn is. And where you make choices, and the choices that you make depends on how things are going to be. A lot of people love those games. They had Resident Evil 7 on that list, and that's a very, very dope game. And these are games that you're automatically going to have if you have the PS Plus membership and you get the PS Plus collection. Ratchet and Clank, like this is the Ratchet and Clank that was just on the PS4. It's an exclusive. You automatically get it. There's going to be a new Ratchet and Clank coming out for the PS5. So you get to play the one before. I mean, I don't know if they're going to have it go right, if the stories are like that connected, but still, most likely it is going to be. And you get to have some good ass gameplay, you know what I mean, by then. It's so dope now that these consoles are having things where you can have games the first day. Backwards compatibility is dope too on both of these things. It's something that people have wanted for so long. And I feel like the last generation of console, or this current generation of console, with PlayStation 4, they wanted to come out with PS Now so you can play some PlayStation 3 games. They didn't want you to be able to use the disc, or you can go to the store and get like some other games or whatever. And then they made so many remastered games from PS3 games. And I think that was their way of tackling that. But it's so cool that your PS5 can play your PS4 games. It's also cool that like your Xbox Series X has so many other games that are going to be backwards compatible for, you know what I mean, from Xbox One. And that's cool. And then, like I said, these two services, you know, the PS Plus collection, also with PS Now, if you're into that. But you still have to pay for PS Now. If you have PS Plus, you already get the collection just automatically. And then also with what's it called, with the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, you do have to pay for that. But they do have the payment plan for the Xbox systems where you do get 2 years of Game Pass, and it's just included. But the Game Pass is worth it, bro. Like it's like $15, I think, for Ultimate monthly. And it's just good. My dog's probably barking because tomorrow our trash trucks come. I don't even know why I'm saying this, but tomorrow our trash trucks come. So there's normally people that are like going through the trash to collect bottles and stuff, like so they can make extra money. So they're normally doing that on Wednesday nights. But anyway, dude, like I was saying, dude, there's so much good stuff that comes out of both of these consoles. Very, very powerful consoles. The main thing for PlayStation for me, I'm not sure, like I said before, which one I'm going to get first. But the main thing for PlayStation for me is the fact that both consoles have the same specs. The only difference is one has a Blu-ray drive and one doesn't. If you want to get an ultra Blu-ray drive and watch whatever movies you have, you know, that you have in like your collection or whatever, then you get to do that. If you don't, you can save $100, get the digital edition. You can still get movies, but most likely you have to buy them all over. Well, it said something about my stream. What's on? Open widget. What is this? Yeah, but anyway, so like the good thing about these consoles is you get games from the beginning. The PlayStation has two different versions that are pretty much the same. You just have to decide if you want a drive, you know what I mean, for your disc, or if you know, you don't, and you just want to play everything digital. Digital is cool. I have so many games that are digital through PlayStation. But at the same time, I have a lot of discs. And also at the same time, I do still use GameFly. And GameFly, you have to have a disc drive. If you don't have a disc drive, then you can't use GameFly. Like some games, I will pay the $60 for and be like, oh, okay, like, yeah, I've been wanting this game. But then at the same time, there's some games I'm on the fence about. You know what I mean? It might be a game that I think is going to be a short game. The hell? Somebody's calling me. Hold on 1 second. Scam likely. Like, bro, get that out of here. But anyway, but anyway, dude, like I think I want to go with the disc drive for both. Cause right now I have an Xbox and I have a PlayStation. As far as gaming, I mainly play my PlayStation. And my Xbox, you know, I use it for like streaming movies or watching any DVDs or Blu-rays or anything that I do have. So yeah, sometimes I swap them because, you know, I play on this monitor, but then I have my television over here, and that's what I normally watch stuff on, like movies or whatever. So sometimes I'll swap them out depending on what I'm streaming or whatever. But and that's pretty much what I'm probably going to do with these new consoles as well. So I still want the disc drive. I have so many Blu-rays. I have so many DVDs. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to go and pay for these each time. And the main thing also is like I said, I have GameFly. GameFly will help for both consoles so much. So I already know I'm pretty much going to be like spending $1,000. I mean, you know what I mean? Because the versions of these consoles that I need are both $500. You know, if you look at the Xbox Series X, $500. If you want the Series S, then that will be $299. $300, very, very dope. And it's going to be a 1440p console. I heard that there's going to be some games that they're going to be upscaling on the S that will be able to be upscaled to 4K. So not every game is just going to be lower end, but of course you're still not going to get those high frames per second like you will with the Xbox Series X. The power is just so much better for the Series X. And I don't mind waiting a little bit longer if I have to, just to save the money to get, you know, the Series X, because none of these things are necessities, you know what I mean? So it's like, dude, you got to handle your other stuff first and then you can get these. But yeah, I like I said before, it's pretty much what you want first, or what I want first. I don't know. I feel like if I go somewhere and one of them is available, like if I go to Best Buy or something and there's a Series X there and it's like, you know, the last one, not even the last one, but like say like they have the Series X but they don't have the PS5, most likely I know since people are going to be looking for these consoles so much, I'm gonna just be like, yo, let me get that Series X and then get the PS5 later. You feel what I'm saying? In the beginning, I don't think it's really going to matter because so many of these games are like going to be for both. It's going to be for PS4 and PS5. It's going to be for Xbox One. It's going to be for Xbox Series X, you know? So I don't really feel so pressed on which one I'm really getting first. Because eventually I know I will have both, but I mean, well, okay. So here's the thing. Like I play PlayStation more. So I feel like I would probably want PlayStation 5 before I would want the Xbox Series X, but I don't know. As far as specs, as far as look, I like the Series X more than the PS5. But at the same time, I know what I game on the most. And there's not really any exclusives for Xbox Series X that are going to be coming out soon that I'm really like, yo, I need to get that. No, there's none. I probably think that's like the weakest selling point for it for me. For the Series X is the fact that, dude, there's not going to be any dope exclusives right away. But dude, I do love the move. I do love the move that they did with Bethesda and the fact that they put out that Xbox doesn't have to put Bethesda games on PlayStation. They basically said that they don't have to put any Bethesda games on PlayStation and they would still be all right financially. That's pretty much what they put. So by saying that, I feel like they're not going to put Bethesda games on PlayStation. And I'm such a Bethesda fan. Like, I love Bethesda games. I get the Fallout games. I was playing. You guys didn't know because I wasn't putting it out there. I wasn't streaming these games. I did early on when it first came out, but then I stopped playing the game because, you know, you started having to pay for it and everything. And I was just like, dude, I play so many different games. I don't want to just be paying for a game plus paying for the Xbox Live service. And that was Elder Scrolls Online. Played so much of Elder Scrolls Online, dude. I want to get back into it, but I know I won't just sit there and put so much time into it because I love going from game to game to game, getting a different experience from each game. And yeah, like, I don't know if you still have to pay for Elder Scrolls Online. Hopefully not. I need to find that out because I do want to get back into it, but I don't want to sit there and pay for it. I don't want to pay for it because, like I said, there's so many other games I hop on that I don't have to pay for that are still fun. But anyway, Bethesda games, I love them. So if they're just going to be exclusive to Xbox, I have to have an Xbox. Like, I have to get it. But still, straight out of the gate, coming up, November's coming up, and thinking about what I want, the PlayStation 5 might be the better choice for me. I feel like PS5, just off of popularity with Sony, it's like this. I think the way that they kind of do consoles, a lot of times the way that mainstream media treats consoles, it's always going to be Sony above Nintendo. I mean, not Nintendo. What am I saying? Oh my God, what am I saying? It's always going to be Sony over Xbox. I think that's pretty much how they treat it. Like, dude, if you look at the majority of people that game, a lot of people are not going to go build a supercomputer, but we know that is the best way. If you're into tech, you know that you're not beating a computer. It's going to cost more, but still, a gaming PC is going to pretty much kill a console. You know what I mean? Like, in a lot of ways. And you can just constantly keep upgrading while this console is still on this life cycle. So when it comes to gaming, I feel like they treat PlayStation like Apple. If we're comparing the phones, I feel like they treat PlayStation like Apple, and then they treat Xbox like just Android. But then if you're into tech again, you know that a lot of Android phones are so fucking dope. If we look at the Google phones, if we look at Samsung phones, some older LG phones, well, I don't know what the newer LG phones are like, but still, there's so much that goes into these other things that mainstream does not see, and they don't treat it as, oh, that's very dope. I see more people bash Xbox than PlayStation. Like, I see people all the time like, oh, you got an Xbox? Oh. And then normally I'm just like, well, I have both of them. And then they get into, oh, baller. I'm like, well, I had a lot of time to buy them. Like, I just chose to spend my money on those damn games back then. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm balling or nothing. It's just choices, life choices. I could have saved that shit. But, yeah, bro, like, dude, like, I think I'm going to get the PlayStation first. But like I said, just off of availability and the fact that I know I do want both. If I'm out or if I'm online and I see that there's an Xbox Series X available, I'm getting it. Even if I don't have the PlayStation, I'm getting it. For the PS4 and everything, that's pretty much how it happened for me. I had the PS4 first, and then I got the Xbox One later. But for the previous generation before that, I had my 360 first, and then I got a PS3 later. That was the same with the first Xbox. I had the first Xbox first, and then got PS2 later. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much how I did it. So it hasn't always been consistent. I think, well, mainly it seems like I've been getting the Xbox more. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like right now PlayStation has more games that I'm interested in. I mean, that is what it is, and I think that's, you know what I mean? Like I said, time is gonna pass. Time is gonna pass. And with that time passing, dude, they're gonna start dropping more and more stuff for the Xbox. By that time, if I already have the PlayStation 5, of course there's nothing else to get but the Xbox. So then that's when I'll get it. But as far as first, I honestly feel like I'm gonna have the PS5 first. I'm sure both are gonna be very, very, very dope consoles, dude. And I don't want people to really not get the Xbox Series S. I mean, it still says on, you know, Xbox.com that, you know, the pre-orders for it are sold out for the Series S. So people are getting it. And of course the price difference, like, bro, $300? Dude, that's the price of a Switch. Like, do you understand it? That's the price of a fucking Switch, bro. Not the Switch Lite, but like the regular Switch. And it's a new console that's coming out. $300? $299? That's a great price. $299. You gotta pay $200 more. But for Xbox, I get it. Xbox, I get it because it's not just a disc drive that they're giving you. They're giving you so much more in performance. If you want a console that can be on par with gaming computers now, like expensive gaming computers, like not cheap gaming computers. I looked at the AMD presentation today for their new, what is it? 6,000? Is it 6,000 series? Graphics cards or something like that. Like, they're gonna have a new one. I think it is 6,000, or it might be 5,000. I think it's 6,000 though. For their graphics cards. That graphics card alone is gonna be over $500. And that's just for a graphics card. You still have to build the rest of your PC, unless you're just buying that graphics card just to up your graphics. You feel me? And pretty much that graphics card is the graphics card, and in a way, is pretty much the graphics card that PS5 is gonna have. It's AMD Ryzen Zen 2. Both of them are. And then it's the RDNA 2 or some shit like that. I think that's what it is. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing that's going to be in the PlayStation 5. So that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like I said, so much more goes into a computer that you'll have to spend money on. So by the time you build that whole computer with that graphics card, it's going to be so much more. Unless you have a computer already and you just want to upgrade your graphics card, then that's different. I mean, but then you're still not going to have like the same type of, depending on what kind of chip you have, so much stuff matters when it comes to gaming when you're playing on a PC. If you're trying to play top-notch games, good frame rates, play it at pretty much ultra high or very high or something like that, like, dude, you're going to need something that can perform well. And that's way more money. That's what computer gaming is. But if we're getting into consoles, the Series X is the strongest out of all of them. And I don't want people to sleep on it. Like, dude, I mean, I low-key like get some kind of way when people constantly compare consoles. Like, people act like they're fucking gangs or something. Like, oh, you got a fucking PlayStation? You got an Xbox? Oh, like, it's like, what? Like, bro, we're playing games. Like, most of the dope games are going to be on both of them anyway. Like, I mean, yeah, they get exclusives, but like at the same time, like the main games a lot of people play are cross-platform. I've never been that person that's like trying to shit on somebody because they have one of the other consoles. Like, dude, they're both fun. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff I like about Xbox that PlayStation doesn't have, and you know, the other way around. So that's why I'm not so pressed on what to get. I'm used to both operating systems. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to that shit. I'm used to the controls. If we're talking about controllers, I kind of like the Xbox. I have big hands. I feel like the Xbox controller fits better in my hand. The PlayStation 5 controller looks like it's going to feel more like an Xbox controller. I'm ready to see what that's like. That's going to be different. No more DualShock. Like, DualShock's been around for the like, pretty much, dude, the PlayStation controller has almost always looked the same since the first PlayStation. Xbox controllers look totally different than the first Xbox controller. But 360 and Xbox One controllers aren't that different. And then the Xbox Series X controller isn't going to be that different either. It's a good feel. If it's not broken, don't fix it. So anyway, so to sum it all up, I feel like I'm going to have the PS5 first, but I am not going to shut down buying a Series X first if I can get my hands on one. I love both consoles. There's so much there that can make me want to get one or the other, but I like the exclusives that are going to be on PlayStation as of right now. And then the other stuff will come out later for Xbox, you know, whether it be like Microsoft exclusives or like Bethesda games or whatever, you know what I mean? I always fuck with the Game Pass, and I love the Game Pass. I'ma still keep it on my Xbox One and still keep playing those games. Whatever's coming out, dude, if it's games I haven't played on Xbox One, can go get those. I mean, but dude, then I want to see what PS Collection is going to be like. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of those games on the PS Collection, I don't think I'm going to go back and play because I played them already. Pretty much almost all of them that were on there that I said would be dope games for people, I played all of them. I think I haven't played Ratchet and Clank. I have it though, but I haven't played it. And then I also said Persona 5 I never played, but I heard it's very, very dope. So those two games are pretty much the only ones that I've never played. But yeah, man, that's it for me. I feel like I'm gonna get the PS5 first, just because I feel like I'm gonna find it more available. And like I said, mainstream, dude, mainstream is always gonna go with PlayStation. Like I said, they act like that's Apple out here. You know what I mean? Like they act like it's the new iPhone. So they're gonna treat PlayStation better than they are with Microsoft. But Microsoft, it ain't nothing to sneeze at, bro. Microsoft is gonna be killing. We already know they have the dopest fucking, what's it called? The dopest specs. But a lot of people don't pay attention to that. They don't. You know what I mean? So anyway, leave down in the comment section, what are your thoughts on all of this? What do you feel like you're going to be playing, dude? What do you want? What gaming console really has caught your eye? We can talk about looks. We can talk about performance. We can talk about game exclusives. Anything. Leave that down in the comment section. Just what do you want? If you're going to get both, which one would you want first? And your reasons of why you want them. Just let me know down in the comment section, dude. I'll be sure to get back to you guys. Hopefully you guys do enjoy, or did enjoy this video, but hopefully you guys do enjoy any videos to come. I'm KD. Hopefully